Nikon's 35 1.8. Is this the best lens for your money? Stay tuned for my review. Alright guys, so here I have the Nikon 35mm 1.8G DX AFS. So this is a very nice lens. It's a prime lens, so it doesn't zoom, it just stays at 35mm. And it is DX, which means it's specially made for the crop sensor cameras, which is basically anything under a D700. Once you get below that, then it's going to be crop censored. So, actually, one thing I should say about the crop sensor is that even though it's made for crop censored cameras, it still works on your FX or full frame cameras, so you'll just get a little bit of a vignette on the sides, but it'll still work. 1.8, so it's very fast, very wide open, so you can get great pictures in low light. And I have a D60, which sucks when taking pictures in dark conditions because the ISO, once you get past like 400, it starts to get super grainy, and this definitely helps with that. Pretty small, very light. Most people that would buy this lens, it'd probably be your first lens, or probably be your first lens, or just something you're adding on. But a lot of people who would buy this lens are probably coming from the 18 to 55 3.5 kit lens, and that's what I had. And so you can compare the size. This is not very big, so you can go ahead and see the size. The reason I got this is because this broke. The little latches that connect to the camera broke. So needed a new lens and got this, and I'm very pleased with it. So I'll go ahead and put it. Actually, no, before we do that, let me show you how much more light this lets in. So this is very dirty. I don't really care because it's broken, but as you can see, that's the little aperture rings. So if you open it wide open to 3.5, you can see that that's all the light you're going to be able to let in, which seems fine, but it's actually not that much. So if we go from this angle, see how little that is? It's very small. And even at 18 millimeters, which lets you do 3.5, it's pretty much nothing compared to the 35 millimeter. So let's go ahead and take this off, and then I'll show you this same little ring, but when you open it up, it's super wide. You can see it's way wider than the 18 to 55 kit lens. So you could tell that you're gonna get a lot more performance out of this. So very small, comes with a lens hood and a little pouch to keep it in. Lens hood kind of looks funny with the lens hood on, but it helps. It makes it look a little bigger, more professional, I guess. But let's take that off for this review. So one thing I like, considering I broke my other 1855, is that this has a metal mount, so it's not going to break. If you can see this little latch right here, this is where it slides in, and that's actually what broke on my other lens because it's plastic. But this is metal, it's not going to go anywhere. So let's go ahead and put it on the camera. You can see size-wise what it would look like. So let's go ahead and turn it on, snap it on. This is a D60. Like I said, it's not the best camera, but it's very small, very compact, so you can go ahead and see the size. It's very nice, very lightweight. It's made out of plastic, feels kind of plasticky, of course, but it's not too bad. So once you're on the camera, you have your controls on the side. You have manual, auto, or you have manual. So when you're manual auto, you'll go ahead and autofocus. But once you're autofocused, you can go ahead and still move the ring to make some fine adjustments. So that's definitely nice. But in manual, of course, it's all your own. But manual auto, it'll autofocus, and then you go ahead and make your fine tuning. This is an AFS lens, which means it has a built-in motor, and I can say that the motor in this is super fast and super quiet. It's definitely makes me like the D60 a lot better. The D60 isn't. I'm not very impressed with the way it focuses and all that, and this lens definitely makes up for it. I'll do a test right now about how that sounds and how fast it is. Alright guys, so back, and that's pretty much all there is to say on this lens. I'll go ahead and put up some pictures and show you guys how they look in low light situations. The low light on this camera is great, like I said before. D60, once you get above 4,000 ISO, not 4,000, 400 ISO, it starts to look like poo. So this lens, I was actually very impressed. I used it outside a lot. Inside I have a problem taking pictures because my house is kind of dark. But I actually took plenty of pictures inside, and they actually came out pretty well. So I'll go ahead and put those up and show you guys through that. Alright guys, so here we are in the computer, and I'm going to show you a few of the pictures that I've taken over the past week with the 35 1.8. This is a little Yoda figurine I have, and it's pretty small. I have it right here. You can see it's only about 2 or 3 inches high. And go ahead and focus on that, and I'm at 1.8 here, so you can see the background is completely out of focus. You can even see that his face is, I kind of missed a little bit, but his face is relatively focused, and even his ear is completely out of focus. So that's one of the benefits of having 1.8 is you can blow things way out of focus and get really nice bokeh in the background. So that's it for that picture. Next we have flower in my front yard. This is one of my favorite pictures I think I've ever taken. I really like it a lot. The greens pop, especially when you have such a nice bokeh. 1.8 makes everything completely blurry and really brings you into the subject, which in this case is the center of the flower. You can see just how crisp it is. This is only a 10 megapixel camera, so if you zoom in, it's obviously going to get really grainy, but from here or even here, it's completely sharp. I really like this picture. Here's my backyard. We have 3 lamps, 1, 2, 3, and this one's focused, and the rest are completely out of focus, just showing how well the 1.8 works. And here is a Vader figurine and Yoda figurine, and I focused on Vader, and now that I look at it, it's actually not very well focused now, is it? But anyway, just kind of prove a point. Background completely out, and Yoda sitting probably half an inch in front of him is completely out of focus. So if I were to focus correctly, you would be able to see how sharp it is and how well the 1.8 aperture works. Next, this is my dog, and it was probably about 5 or 6 o'clock when I took this, so it was pretty dark in my living room. The way it turned out is very nice, I think. There's a little bit of grain, but that doesn't really bother me. You can see how well this works indoors and in low light situations. The 1.8 aperture really just lets a lot of light in, and it's very nice. This is a picture I took, and you can see just how sharp her eyes are, and I think I really like this picture. Pretty much all I did to this was just make it black and white. I think I added a little bit of contrast, but not too much, and that's because this lens is very contrasty in a good way. Really makes everything pop, and I really like that. I really like this picture. Next we have, this is a candle that was at dinner table at some restaurant, and this is probably the 3rd day I had this lens. I just took it out and started taking some sample images, and I think it came out pretty well for the low light situation. I was in. It's probably about 7 o'clock, so it was getting pretty dark, and pretty much all there was this candle, and came out pretty nice. Next, this is my favorite one for the demonstration purposes. Again, we have Vader and Yoda, and I went into my bathroom and took actually this candle that I have right here, and you can see it's very small. Lit it and just put them next to it, and that's all the lighting there was. Turn off the light, close the door. All the light was coming from this one candle, and you could see just how well it works. Up here is out of focus, of course, but right here you can zoom into Yoda's face, and it's very well in focus. So I was really impressed with the way this worked. And again, I'm on a D60, so the ISO doesn't go very high, and the low light capabilities are not very good. But it shows that even with a low-end camera like I have, if you get good glass, it's going to work towards your benefit. Alright guys, so that was my review of the Nikon 35mm 1.8. Hopefully you liked it. If you really liked it, or not really liked it, but if you liked it or like some of my other videos, consider subscribing. That would really help a lot. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you guys like, what you guys don't like. Follow me on Twitter at Gonzo3303. Follow me on Google Plus is down below, and Facebook is down below. Go ahead and like that page. And those pictures that I showed and a few others will be there, so you can see them, the full res ones. So see you guys in the next video, and talk to you later. Bye.